Hi guys, and welcome back to our channel, Living the Life of Riley. So, story time. I did tell you guys I was going to do a video about the wedding. So, we got married at Corona time. So, basically, with the restrictions and numbers of people that we couldn't have, we decided that we were going to have something quiet at home, and maybe we would plan to have a wedding the year later, which usually doesn't happen because you're just like, you know what, I've got other things of more priority, a house, a car, holiday, so you kind of just let it go. So let's rewind all the way to the back. So when we met, I was dating and my brother and everyone was trying to help me find a husband at the time. So I started working retail, and I started my new job, and my husband worked there. He worked different hours, so we didn't really bump into each other. I worked really early and he worked a little bit midday, so we were on the same shift, but not, if that makes sense, because I would start early and then I would finish at like 2ish, and he would finish the same time as me, but he would start later on, so we wouldn't really see each other. Anyway, a friend of mine kind of like recommended him, and no offense to anyone, but me, I had this mindset of like, I want to marry a Somali guy. I was like, I just want to marry a Somali guy. I really like my culture. I love my people. Let's just say, wasn't close-minded. I had dated a non-Somalian before, but it was a situation where like, I thought it would be like kind of like a clash, and it would just make things more complicated. And I think it's really narrow-minded me when I think back of it now. It's kind of like really narrow-minded me to think of it in that way. Like, I was trying to substitute what my heart would want for what my brain thought was logic, which is stupid. So when she recommended him, I was like, just stop, like, no. And she was like, don't you think he's cute? I was like, yeah, I'm attracted to him, he's good looking and all of that, but apart from that, I didn't really know him. Like, look wise, yeah, he's very attractive. He is the kind of person that I would think, yeah, he's very easy on the eyes. But for me, I wanted something with depth. I wanted something with culture. I wanted something with, how can I put it, like somebody that I can build something with. I wasn't looking for just something where it was like lust. I wanted to get married, so it had to be pure intentions. So I was like, yeah, no. So I ignored him and I ignored the whole thing. And my friends at work, they were like, oh my God, he's so great. He's so amazing. He's such a nice guy. Like, what is wrong with you? At least like talk to him. And then you can base it on not just looks, but you can base it on a whole rounded person and his personality. So then at least you can come with like a clear decision. I was like, oh, okay, like you guys are really like twisting my arm. Like, okay, I'll give him a chance, as in a sense, I'll get to know him. He at the time hadn't come and spoken to me, and my husband is really shy, so he hadn't said anything to me, and I'm like, wah, 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 I'm just loud, like everywhere I go, I'm like bubbly, I talk to everyone, I'm in everyone's business, so it's just like mayhem and like fun and crazy follows me around. Whereas him, he's just like comes to work, clocks in, clocks out, just doesn't like mind his own business. So I kind of observed him for a while, like, I would watch him work and I would see him around, but I wouldn't like go up and talk to him. But he's close friend at work and me on the same shift, so me and him, we would talk. And I don't want to say any names or nothing like that, so let's just call his friend James. So me and James were on the same shift, and every day, well, I don't think he cares, so let's just say Jermaine. That's his name, Jermaine. Me and Jermaine, I'll try to put his video. He's got a video, like he sings, a link on the bottom when I add to this video. Anyway, me and Jermaine, we're on the same shift all the time. Every morning, 8 o'clock, me and him on the shift. So we're talking, and he knows that, my husband at the time had feelings for me. No one told me he had feelings for me. They just told me what I think of him and maybe I should like give him a chance. And I'm thinking, just leave me alone. So I kind of like was like, questioning him and stuff, trying to get a sass of like if they're similar. Even though I have no issue going and confronting him, I didn't feel like I should do it because if he was interested, then he should make the first move, and I'm not the one that's interested. So I spoke to him, and he didn't really say anything about him, and he didn't bring the conversation up, nor did I kind of sussed it. So anyway, long story short, my friend, she come up to me, and my friend Raha was like, basically, she was friends with him as well. So she was like, oh, he loves that, he really likes you. And I'm like, really? He don't know me. And she was like, yeah, but he really likes you. He told me in confidence. Don't tell him I told you, but I think you two be perfect together. All of this. You've been looking, like your search is over. And I'm thinking, this girl is getting on my nerves. I'm like, leave me alone. And at the time, because she was pregnant, I was being nice to her, but really I wanted to fight her. I was like, if you bring this guy, what was her? We're fighting. So she finally dropped it, and she was like, okay, fine. Okay. 2 weeks, 3 weeks went by, she brought up again. And obviously they're having conversations, and my other friend Yasmin, her, like, they're talking about this. Because obviously I'm still trying to, like, you know, I'm still dating, and I'm getting introduced to different guys, because I'm like, I want to settle down, and I just don't want to do this back and forth with guys anymore. So I just literally, like, I only want to deal with serious guys who are looking for something with, you know, something with substance, something that will lead to something. Otherwise, what are we doing? I'm not getting any younger. I want to start a family. So anyway, he finally, I don't know, for some reason, he must have come up to me, and I was talking to his friend, like, well, my friend now, Jermaine, and we were having a conversation about some movie that was coming out. I think it was like John Wick or something about that. And he come up and he was like, oh, you seen John Wick? And I was like, yeah. I was like, John, what are we talking about? John Wick is a don. Like, yeah, Keanu Reeves is the one. So obviously we started talking about it, and then other movies he's done, and like I was like, Matrix is like one of my like favorite ultimate movies. Say something. And then he was like, really? So we talked, and then I think after that conversation, it kind of broke the ice. He started feeling a bit more comfortable to like say, oh, hey, good morning, how are you? And I'd be like, oh, okay, I'm good. And so we would pass each other, and we would like banter. I still wasn't taking the situation seriously. I still was like, we're just friends. Like, I just saw him as a colleague. That went on for like another couple of months. And then he went through something. He had like, you know, he went for a drastic thing, and then he was off for a while. He had something personal. And then when he'd come back, I don't know, like, why he was gone, I felt some type of way, because he was going for like, he was grieving. And if he wants to do a video and he wants to talk about that, that's him. I'm not going to get into that. But anyway, I kind of was like, oh my God, I feel I want to comfort him. I want to be there for him. Like, something there was kind of shifting. So after that, we started to get quite closer, and we'd go on lunch breaks together, we would talk, and we would just communicate about all sorts of silly stuff. Then he, I think I suffered from like vertigo. So I had an incident at work where basically my vertigo came on and I fell. So he basically sat with me, and he was like comforting me, and he was like, I'm gonna stay until your mum comes. And I had to call my mum to come get me. And my mum was the one that was like, I don't know, it was weird, because he walked me to the car, and then I got in the car, and then my mum was like, oh, thank you very much for looking after my daughter. Oh my God, you're such a lovely boy. Like, my mum is like, stop. I was like, oh my God, shut it. I was like, cut it out. I didn't say it to her. Obviously, in my head I was like, oh my God, stop talking to him. So we on our drive home, she was like, who's that guy? And I was like, who? And she was like, the guy. And obviously my husband now. And I was like, yeah, sorry, what about him? And she was like, he's so lovely. Oh my God, he really likes you. I was like, what? Stop. Excuse me? How you know that? You don't even know nothing. He was there for like 2 minutes. How do you know that? And she was like, the way he was looking at you, and the way he was like concerned for you, like, no, because a mother knows. And I was like, so she thought we were dating. So she was like, how long have you been seeing each other? Like, why have you been hiding it from me? You've been telling me that, oh, don't only look for Somali guys. And I was like, Mum, shush, like, are you serious? And I was like, I don't know, I didn't expect it from my mum. And my mum is really open-minded, but at the same time, my mum's always pictured me with a Somali guy. So in her mind, she was just like, so you had me running around trying to find you a guy when you're clearly got something going on right here. Why don't you just pursue that? And I was like, no, leave me alone. So I got home, and then I spoke to my sister, and me and my sister were like, she's my best friend. So I was like, so I went to my sister and I was like, let's see. This is what mum said. And she already knew, like I had mentioned what Raha said, and she was just like, okay. She's one of the people, it goes over her head. Like, unless you make it into something, she'll just let it go. So anyway, all of that. Finally, he had asked me out. And I was like, yeah, we can go see a movie as a friend. And our first date, as you see in our first date was, we had to go see Frozen. And that's where it started. So all of that. So I was just giving you the context of all of that. And then basically we went from telling the family, and I'm going to do a video on just that. So with the wedding day, oh my God. My wedding day was a colossal disaster due to the fact that my sister-in-law, my brother, his wife, her family decided to, because of Corona and everything, and her family, no one been able to come in and out because of planes and stuff, they were gonna have their wedding 2 weeks before mine. Unplanned. Oh my God. I could not believe it. I was like, you want me to plan a wedding in 2 weeks? Are you having a laugh? Well, I'm trying to plan my own wedding. It was mad. I literally had to go from dress fittings to bridal stuff for her to catering to finding my shoes to finding another fitting to just backwards and forwards. Sorting out the house. Is it painted? Did I pack my stuff? My sister-in-law moved into my mum's house because obviously my mum's got a big house. So then getting that ready, I could not for the life of me grasp how manic that was. I couldn't even be a crazy bride. I didn't get to be a crazy bride. I didn't get to like just go mad, yell at my bridesmaids. No, I literally went because I'm such an organized person. I literally had to like prioritize, and on top of that I had to go to work, and I work really early in the morning. I was doing a 7 o'clock shift, so I have to leave my house at like 5 because I live quite far from my work. So it was manic. And my husband at the time went on holiday and then was quarantined, so he couldn't see me. It was the most stressful thing I have ever done in my life. I wanted it to be so perfect for my brother and his wife, at the time his fiance, and at the same time I wanted to make sure that I could experience and I could get all the stuff that I wanted for my wedding. But obviously at my wedding we have to cancel the hall. I am, as a Somalian, and people watching this as Somalians know that we don't do, oh, let's do 300 people. No, Somali weddings like 1,000 people, and majority of those people you don't even know them. Your cousins, or your neighbors, your best friends, cousin, sister, the shopkeeper, everyone's there. So you just be like, oh, this is your auntie. How do I know her? Well, when we lived in Somalia, her dad used to sell bread, and his friend, or they know each other. My mum and her knew each other, so she's your auntie. And you're like, what? So luckily we just did it in the house. We did the nikah, my aunties, and then we ended up just doing the wedding at my mum's house, and we just had family, and they did something, I don't know, some many people know, Burambur. And then it was emotional, and then I went home. So I think it was maddening. The thing I would say is, a lot of people would say that it was less manic because of Corona, but I thought it was more manic because when you usually do a wedding, yeah, picking out your dress and all that stuff, yeah, manic, cool, but that's usually something you have control over. But with this one, we didn't have control over nothing, because 1 minute it was like 15 people, 1 minute it was 30 people, and then it was like, wait, does that include the photographer and the catering? And then they were like, yes. And then it's like, and then you have to get a marquee, and then you have to let people into your house. You literally have to make sure that half your family can't show up, more than half of your family can't show up. And then on top of that, we did my wedding, and then the wedding day after the wedding on a Sunday, we did like a party thing at his dad's house for his side of the family, which is just another video. But it was, to say the least, nothing I could have planned for. I'm such an organized I'm so anal about things. I'm such a control freak that letting it go. My poor sister had to deal with all the food, had to do with serving, the cleanup, the preparation, everything. She said after my brother's wedding, and they did the same thing, we had a marquee and stuff, we literally I went, my brother had my brother's wedding, a week of mine where I was just literally trying to rest so I didn't look like a zombie, and then literally like 5 days later my wedding. I was like, this is so dumb. And I couldn't postpone mine because I'd already postponed it already because of Corona. So it was like, my one was the wedding everyone was waiting for, and my family, everyone knew about it. And then my brother's one was like plop in the middle. They were supposed to get married in January, but no, let's just get married the same time Len was getting married. My mum was like, ooh, 2 birds, 1 stone. I'm like, 2 birds, 1 stone. I did everything. But anyway, I love my sister-in-law, wouldn't change it for anything. She's amazing. She's just the sweetest thing you ever meet, and in addition to our family, and they love her. And my husband, my mum loves my husband more than me, let's just be honest. My whole family loves him. He can do no wrong in their eyes, and my mum is like, perfect, he's perfect, oh my son, and I'm like, I'm glad you guys have a good relationship, because my father-in-law loves me, so I'm good. So hopefully I'll do a video with my husband where he can talk about his experiences, because let me tell you something, men do not go through it when women go through it. Let me tell you something, you got the hair, you got the makeup, you got the dresses, then you got your, oh my god, then you got Somalis, we change dresses in between, okay? They're pulling you, they're prodding you, they're smacking things on your face, they're squeezing you, you've got all sorts of madness that goes on into making a bride. And what I'm going to say is, make sure that you love, and it's the love of your life you're getting married to, because I tell you something, this is that day will make you question your life choices. He won't live it down, you won't live it down. You'll be like, you know I have to go through with you. Start some of your arguments and base it around your wedding day. But yeah, my husband, I held it against him. So I was like, you decided to go on holiday, know that you can get quarantined, and then you wouldn't help me. We had so much to plan. And then till this day, he's like, oh my god, baby, okay, I'm sorry. But yeah, I'm gonna hold it. I'm kind of petty in that way, but I don't always bring it up. I like to in my head, but then I remember he's more petty than I am, so he likes to outdo it. So if it wasn't for my friend, let's just say, obviously with the grace of God and the will of God, alhamdulillah, we would have got here eventually, but I don't think we would have got here in the kind of time span that we did now. And I don't think I could be any happier. Yeah, I try my best. He tries his best. We try. Let me tell you, we have our days. But the wedding, I thought there needs to be another video, and you guys are gonna have questions, because mad, okay? Boy, do not get mad. I hope this quarantine thing needs to end. Like, this will go, because it's not cute. And it's like, it's ruining it. Like, we can't even have date nights. It's like, really, we have to create our own fun date nights, like, you know. But yeah, so much fun. But thank you guys for tuning in and watching my videos. It means a lot to me. And if even a little bit, if it helps someone, then I'm happy, because I just do these for fun and I enjoy myself. So I love talking to people. It's my passion, and I just love communicating and helping people. So yeah, if you've got questions, then put them at the bottom. Give it a thumbs up, a like, and subscribe, guys. I'm going to be doing more videos, and the cooking videos, definitely. You guys can see me basically, I'd like Gordon Ramsay, just go off on people. I'm a bit of a bully when it comes to cooking. I'm just so like controlling, and he's just like, oh, like my sisters hate it. Hopefully one of them will do a video with me. But take care, give me a thumbs up, and bye.